Hey guys, welcome to Adventures on the Long Run with Joel and Christy, and we're at the Magic Kingdom today, doing a brand new video, and the title of today's video is Doing Things That We Don't Normally Do. Now, I'm a ride guy, I like to ride the rides, but there's some things in the Magic Kingdom we don't normally do, so we're going to...
We've done it occasionally, just not on a regular. Not
normally. So, we're going to ride a riverboat, check in on some presidents, probably even visit a treehouse. All right, come see what we're going to do.
From sea to shining sea. America, America.
So yeah, that's something we rarely do. We got to catch the end of the Dapper Dan's concert. I think it started at 1:50. And we caught the end of it as we were coming in. I don't think we've ever been to one of their shows, so that's something we don't normally do, and it wasn't on our list today. So there's a bonus for you. You got to see the Dapper Dans.
Being flexible.
We are being flexible. That is correct. So our first stop is going to be the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. We haven't done this in quite a while. Actually, since we moved to Orlando, we haven't done it. So we're going to jump in here and do the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Agents are available day and night. The future of industry is a joke, and the Comedy Detection Agency is here to...
All right, so while we were at the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, actually something happened in there that rarely happens to us. So it's something that we hardly ever do. But you know how they highlight people and put them on the screen and make them do funny things. Well, they highlighted me to be, I guess maybe because I had the green on and because of the dome, they highlighted me to be Mike Wazowski. They put me on the screen like 3 or 4 different times. So that was pretty fun.
And he had to close one eye.
I had to close one eye because, you know, Mike Wazowski only has one eye. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Haven't done that one in a while.
Nope.
It is pretty funny. All right, so we're going to head over and...
Hey, you never did the teacups.
Yeah, that's not going to be in today's video either. But now we're going to head over and try to either talk to some presidents or maybe take a boat ride. We'll see. So, fun fact that you may not know of, we're over here by the Tangled restrooms, and you got all these little stumps that are around here, and if you don't know it, here's a little door, and you got little chargers up in there. So if you bring your plug-in charger, or there's 4 USB ports in each one of these, if you need to give your phone a little charge, need a little rest, just come over here to where the Tangled bathrooms are, over here by that's Fantasyland there. Tangled bathrooms are here. And then Haunted Mansion's back that way. And then just come over here and sit around in the shade, a little shade over here, charge your phone, and take a little break. Another thing on the list of things we rarely do when we're at Magic Kingdom, we're going to go see the Hall of Presidents. We have seen this show before, but we rarely do it when we're here.
program is dedicated to the memory of Walt Disney. In 1971, his love for America inspired the creation of the Hall of Presidents, a place to celebrate the optimism and goodwill he saw at the heart of the American story. Walt's vision was to honor the nation by honoring the American presidency.
It is 1783, and the smoke is clearing in the wake of the Revolutionary War. Over the course of 8 grinding years, General George Washington has led a force of shopkeepers, farmers, and Native American allies to victory over the greatest military power in the world. A new nation has been born, independent and free. The founders must form a national government. In 1787, through months of passionate debate, they create a written constitution. For the country's highest office, they imagine something new in the history of the world. A leader not born to power like a king or queen. A leader who has not seized power through conquest. A leader not separate from the people, but elected by the people. From among the people. We, the people. This is a new idea, an American idea. The idea of a president. The people don't know exactly what a president will be, but there is little doubt who it will be. George Washington's stature and bearing have marked him as a leader. His integrity has made him a great one. Washington knows that many generals who have led successful revolutions make themselves dictators or kings. Instead, he steps down from power and retires to his home, Mount Vernon. The world takes note, and George Washington becomes the symbol of American ideals. In the first presidential election, it's Washington by a landslide. The only doubt seems to be his own. He writes, "Integrity and firmness is all I can promise. Integrity and firmness is exactly what we need." Everything he does as president will set a model for his successors. His final act may be the most important of all. After 2 terms, with no term limit in the Constitution and amid overwhelming support to stay in office, he steps down once again and hands power back to the people. He wants us to speak, to elect a new president. During the early years of the Republic, we choose leaders as different as Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Andrew Jackson. Elections are often bitter. Each president stands at that fiery intersection where personal character meets the challenges of the times. Some call the presidency a glorious burden. Jefferson calls it a splendid misery. We, the people, must choose well. We elect 15 presidents before the course of history brings us to the edge of a crisis like no other. A nation born of freedom still permits slavery. As the country pushes west, will new states be slave or free? The question produces bitter conflict. The issue rocks the election of 1860 and brings Abraham Lincoln onto the national stage. The tall, lanky, some say uncouth candidate from Illinois is a master of words at a time when speeches are printed in full for people to read. A house divided against itself cannot stand, he has said. With Lincoln's election, the House does indeed divide. Civil War. Thousands of soldiers who died there
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
The blood of over 500,000 Americans is spilled in the Civil War. President Lincoln's enduring hope is to give true meaning to the sacrifices of so many, to lead us to that new birth of freedom. With the end of the war and the end of slavery, a new birth truly begins. Or just an idea. It is an idea with a proud history. Ladies and gentlemen, the Presidents of the United States of America. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, James Monroe, John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, Martin Van Buren, William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Ulysses S. Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, James A. Garfield, Chester A. Arthur, Grover Cleveland, Benjamin Harrison, William McKinley, Theodore Roosevelt, William Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard M. Nixon, Gerald R. Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump. And now we come to the present. Once again, we place our trust in the idea of a president, as we have from the beginning.
My fellow citizens, no event could have filled me with greater anxieties than that notification on the 14th day of April, 1789, that you had selected me to lead our nation. But it was with the confidence of my fellow citizens that I took an oath. 35 simple words that have been repeated by every American president throughout history.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States, and I will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
The presidency of the United States is a role unique in the world.
All right, the Hall of Presidents, always a good show, especially at the time when they start to introduce the presidents. Really good. The animatronics are spectacular, and just love the way the whole presentation is. I read a biography of John Adams last year, I think it was, and thoroughly enjoyed that. And it just kind of brings history to life. You just you see them, and it just kind of helps you put yourself, helps you connect with the past, and it's always a good show. So don't sleep on Hall of Presidents. Always a good show. All right, here's another thing we rarely do when we come to the parks. We're going to take a ride on the Liberty Bell. Another thing we rarely do when we come here is the Swiss Family Treehouse, and we're going to do that now. Now, Swiss Family Treehouse, not really something I would do every time, obviously, or it wouldn't be a part of this video. But if you're looking for something to fill some time, if you're between lightning lanes, if you purchase Lightning Genie Plus, you're between lightning lanes, and you're looking for something to fill some time or some area to have your kids blow off some steam, that's a good place for it. A lot of stairs.
You're just like, I haven't walked enough.
Yeah. I just haven't walked enough. Let me go walk some more and up some steps, because there's a lot of steps in there, because you got to go all the way up and then all the way back down. So just keep that in mind. But you can burn off a little energy going up there. All right, so the last place we're going to visit today, we don't normally come. It's on Main Street. It's called the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor.
Right, little Mickey ears.
Here's what we chose. We chose the brownie sundae and you get your choice of 2 scoops of ice cream. So we got chocolate and cookies and cream, because why not?
Can't do much better than that.
Can't do much better than that. That's pretty cool. All right, so the ice cream was really good. The brownie was really, really chocolatey, rich chocolate brownie.
Yeah.
Chocolate ice cream, good chocolate ice cream, and cookies and cream, whipped cream, cherry on top, and hot fudge. Just can't go wrong with that. Really no way to mess that up.
Yeah. You know, sometimes if you get a sundae or whatever and they have a brownie, like the brownie is really crunchy under there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
Crunchy,
it was
not at all.
Perfect.
No, it was so good. Yep.
So I recommend that place if you come. Yeah. If you want an ice cream treat.
Absolutely. All right, so there you have it. There are several things that we hardly ever do when we come to Magic Kingdom. We're going to try to make this a series, and we're going to try to do all the Disney parks and maybe both the Universal parks too, because I think there are some things that we don't always do when we go to Universal, and a lot of things we don't do when we go to any of the Disney parks. So we're going to try to make this a series, so keep looking for those. Drop us a comment below and let us know some things that you don't normally do when you go to the Disney parks or Universal or anything like that. Let us know that in the comments. maybe some things maybe you'd like us to try that we didn't get to today. There's still a lot of things in Magic Kingdom we didn't get to that we still don't normally do when we come here. So maybe we can make a part 2 of this one as well. So
we could have done a long list of stuff.
yeah, we could have. We could have done a long list of things. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell when we upload new videos. Try to do one a week. Haven't been that good lately. Going to try to do better. So hopefully one a week.
Works a full-time job.
Yeah, works a full-time job and comes, hopefully, looks like we're coming to Disney full-time too. So, hit that notifications bell when we upload new videos, and so that you'll be notified when we upload, when we do upload them. So that's going to do it today for Adventures on the Long Run. Don't forget, life is an adventure. Get out and enjoy it.